Chapter 12, Rotational Movement. Satan believed that the universe rotated around him, and men were deceived into believing the same. Yet who are you to believe that you turn things around? Shall the potter be considered as equal with the clay, that what is made would say to its maker? Isaiah 29:16. Yet it is he who has made us and not we ourselves. Psalms 103. For we all rotate around the Maker who is God. And the earth and the spheres in the heavens are governed by the force of rotation. For rotation is derived from the Latin word rotare, which means to revolve around. For all creation revolves around the Creator who is God, and his people revolved around the tabernacle, while his presence was held in the covenant. For when Moses sanctified the tabernacle, the blood was spread around the altar, Leviticus 8:18. And when the tabernacle was moved, the Levites would camp around the tabernacle. They shall carry the tabernacle and all its furnishings, and they shall take care of it. They shall also camp around the tabernacle, but the layman who comes near shall be put to death. Numbers 1:50. And the tribes were to camp around the tent at a distance. Numbers 2:2. And the curtains were hung around the tabernacle and the altar. The hangings of the court and the screen for the doorway of the court, which is around the tabernacle and the altar and its cords, according to all the services concerning them. Numbers 3:26. And when they conquered the land was divided around his city. Joshua 19. And his Holy One shall gather around his throne. Who among the sons of the mighty is like the Lord? A God greatly feared in the council of the holy ones, and awesome above all those who are around him. O Lord God of hosts, who is like you, Almighty Lord? Psalms 89:5. For rotation is defined as revolving about a center, and in physics rotation is measured in radians. Where theta represents angle in radians, S represents arc length, and R represents radius, and radian is the unit of measurement. And the circumference of a circle is equal to 2 pi r. Thus, in physics, the rotation of a circle is equal to 2 pi radians. And the path to the Father rotates in full circle. For the Father has created all men, and all men shall return to the Father. And the path to the Father is through the narrow gate. And the narrow gate is pi, which is the sun. And radiance is derived from the Latin root radiantum, which means shine. And this time the Son of Man shall return a second time, but this time as a lion. So just as the tares are gathered up and burned with the fire, so shall it be at the end of the age. The Son of Man will send forth his angels, and they will gather out of his kingdom all stumbling blocks, and those who commit lawlessness, and will throw them into the furnace of fire. In that place there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Then the righteous will shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Matthew 13:40. And the angular velocity of a body determines how fast it turns about the axis, and the body turns about the angle over time. Where omega is angular velocity, v equals linear velocity, and r equals the radius of a circle. And as we know, the Trinity is omega, or the end. And at the end, his servants shall be greatly rewarded, for they have traveled with great speed in the Lord, and have kept their hearts close to his word. For the reward shall be greatest for those who follow the light. I am the light of the world. He who follows me will not walk in the darkness, but will have the light of life. John 8:12. And the reward shall be greatest for those who have kept close to his word. For as he said, I have manifested your name to the men whom you gave me out of the world. They were yours, and you gave them to me, and they have kept your word. John 17:6.